Hello, hello, and welcome, my Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising Venus signs. Welcome to your happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic, satisfying soulmate contract read for March 2020, or timeless. It was almost April by the time I got through that title. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and friend of about, I think, every Aquarian I've ever crossed paths with. Y'all are very friendly. I get along with y'all. I am Leo rising, which puts you in my 7th house, partnerships and marriage. I'll probably end up married to one of you. Oh, crazy fucks, help me. Let's get down to business. If you are new to my channel, I'm the fun one. Please do like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because I'm going to start doing, I think, more and more super chats. I'm enjoying them a lot. It's not just the money part of it. It's nice when people tip me, obviously, but I actually enjoy doing it. I've been doing things similar in my Facebook group for a while. I have a private Facebook group. The link's in the description box. You'll see it. Cool. So let's get down to business for this read. Enough about me. Let's talk about you, shall we, my Aquarians? This is a general read, so please take what resonates, leave what does not, and by all means, if something resonates, please comment in the description box, in the comment section below, because I like to know. I like to know not just that people get it. You know, I'm secure enough as a reader. I've been doing this for 40 years. I better be. But you know, it's kind of cool. Otherwise, it's like being dropped down in I always say a Nora Ephron movie, because I'm doing the soulmate reads, right? But then getting whipped out before you're pulled out before you get to, you know what's really going on. Just sort of like you watch a scene or two, and then you're out. So comment below if you can. I appreciate it. And I understand people wanting to keep their shit private on the internet too. That's cool. All right. Because this is a soulmate contract read, a romantic soulmate. Not all soulmates are romantic, and you don't just have one. There's a lot of mythology. I guess it's all mystical mythology in one way or another. That doesn't mean it's not true. Soul contracts and all that kind of stuff. But there's a difference between twin flame and soulmate, and the difference can be found in some videos that are, again, in the description box below. One by me, one by Matt Kahn, spiritual teacher. We're using his mantra deck as the last card down in this spread. But essentially, a soulmate, soul contract, soulmates. It's hard to say right now. The bottom line is you help each other heal. Now, that's why it's not just romantic sexual. It can be family. My mother is my soulmate. Not one of many, I might say, right? So you don't just have one. But this one is looking particularly at your intimate, sexual, romantic, right? Because I think those are the hardest ones, right? My mom and I will love each other no matter what, right? We've been through hell together and back, so we have that bond. But, you know, lovers, yeah. You know exactly what I mean, right? So this is a contract read. We're just going to scan the contract itself for the Aquarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising Sun. Again, please take what resonates, leave what does not. And we are going to be doing Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine, Party A, Party B. So it has nothing to do with biological gender. It has to do with energetic dynamic. If you can stay present in the reading through following your breath, you are an air sign, you'll be able to feel in your body and in your energy field what resonates, right? So you'll know whether you are the Divine Feminine, A, or the Divine Masculine, B, because it really has nothing to do with bodily gender. I am a Divine Feminine, but look what I do for a living, right? You're so yin. I'm very yin. But thank God for that Leo rising Mars conjunct. Otherwise, you wouldn't know. I wouldn't be doing this. You're working in a library somewhere. All right, shall we get down to biz? Let's do some breathing. Here we go. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please chew Caroline Mace archetype cards. All the decks that I read are in the description box at the bottom. Please, one card for the Divine Feminine, one card for the Divine Masculine. In this, here we go, Aquarian, okay, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, sexual, intimate, romantic, satisfying, soulmate, contract. One for the divine feminine there, please, and one for the divine masculine. Good. So we've got our two people, our two archetypes. There is shadow and light written on both of these cards. The shadow is supposed to be toxic. It's what you're helping each other heal within yourself or the other. Obviously, you're watching for yourself or you're cross-watching, which would still indicate you're in this. So it's supposed to trigger you. It's the stuff you don't want anybody to know about, that you don't even want to know about. The light is what you are shooting for within your own alchemical process. Lead to gold, healing, toxicity to health, that sort of deal. So here we go. Let's see who our couple is. Oh, well, two very powerful archetypes within their different families. The teacher archetype within the wisdom family for the divine feminine, and the artist archetype in the creative family. It's sort of like the major arcana card in a way of the creativity or creative family of archetypes. And a teacher and an artist can do a lot of amazing things together. I am both a teacher and an artist. It depends which hat I'm wearing at the time, so I'm familiar with both of these. I have both of these lifelong in my chart. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. That's how I say it. Carolyn May says it different, who not only authored these magnificent cards, but also wrote so many books, one of which, Sacred Contracts, changed my life. I had it in original hardcover when it first came out. His Anatomy of the Spirit that I read of hers before that, but she just remade my entire spiritual structure. Still influences me greatly. I adore her. So let's have a look-see-duck-see at these. Our divine feminine, we know the shadow teacher, right? If you ever had Pink Floyd's The Wall, you're very familiar, even if you heard heard it on the radio, you know what the shadow teacher is, right? Manipulating or abusing students. I know, can't have your pudding unless you eat your meat. It's going through my head. Teaching negative traits and destructive skills. And remember, it doesn't mean someone who's only worked in front of a chalkboard or pen board, or even with literal students. It can be someone who's an instructor, the artist archetype, right? You just learn from people. But the light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. So there is a means of communication, even if it is hands-on application. Like yoga teachers, perfect example, right? It's like, of course, they had to go through yoga training and they gotta have their own personal practice. How could they not? So they're always learning, but then they're able to not just put people in the right positions, correct them, so to speak, but help them to be in that process of union with the breath, with the body as the spirit, right? There's so many different levels of wisdom that can be passed on there. So we get what the teacher archetype is, and I think we know about the artist too. The shadow attribute, using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, which is what the diva is about, although I think the diva is its own divine feminine archetype unto itself. But I think we know what that's like, right? Not just artists, athletes can do that. The more talented, the more popular they are, the more that they can get away with shit. But posing as the starving artist to elicit pity, which is sort of the opposite end of the shadow spectrum, if that makes sense. There's a spectrum within shadow as well. You have shadow to light, spectrum of light, spectrum of shadow, spectrum of gray, which is where most of us are. The light attribute, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the five senses. See, I am an artist. I am a verbal artist. I take the guidance and grace of the divine just beyond the physical senses and puts it into a form. It's literally expressing it, inspiring others to see life symbolically. It's exactly what I do. So, as a reader and a writer is what I am, and I'm a teacher as well. So I have no planets in Aquarius, and I don't think I'm dating any Aquarians that I'm aware of. No, I'm not. I'm single right now. Yeah. So kind of feeling that lovely balance and alchemy and real support of each other, obviously in the light. You put any two archetypes together in the shadow, it's not going to go well. That's more the twin flame contract. So guess what? If you don't know who you are yet, we'll take care of that lickety-split with count them, two different decks for the element spread. Fire, Earth, Air, Water, Spirit, Daughters of the Moon for the Divine Feminine Teacher, Mythic Tarot for the Divine Masculine Artist. Let's have a look-see, duck-see, my air signs, my aqua lungs. Breathe. Oh, one more. Oh, my goddesses, please, 5 cards, top of the deck, element spread for this Aquarian collective teacher archetype. Right, in this Aquarian collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic, soul contract, soulmate contract, please. We're going to do top 5 cards. Power of fire, what does she want? Power of earth, what does she have? Power of air, what does she think? Power of water, what does she feel? Power of soul, spirit, what is the voice of her soul, the point of view of her soul? In this Aquarian collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, soulmate, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise contract for March 2020, or timeless. Thank you, my gods, my goddesses, I mean. Clean cut, please, maiden, mother, crone. Thank you very much. Now, I'm just going to do the same with this deck so that I can pull 2 at a time. So instead of doing one, fire, earth, air, water, spirit, then the next I'm going to pull them both fire, both earth. You get the idea. Breathe with me. See, that's why it also gives you something to do while I'm working for you. You know, breathe. Oh my gods, my gods, my gods. Please, top 5 cards, Celtic cross spread for... Top 5 cards, element spread for this Aquarian collective. Sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Intimate, sexual, romantic, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, soulmate contract for this divine masculine artist archetype, please. Fire, what does he want? Earth, what does he have? Air, what does he think? Water, what does he feel? Spirit, what's going on in his soul? Message or point of view of the soul for the well-being of all. Thank you for this March 2020 timeless contract. Father, Son, Sage, right? Leave those over here. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Well, she's got the Lover's card. That's what she wants. Her element of fire. She wants a decision made here, right? Yes, she wants love. Who doesn't? But the Lover's card is always about a life-changing decision. It's a major arcana card, so she wants this in her life, whether or not it's with this artist or not. And the artist wants more time to contemplate, right? The Four of Swords, right? Meditation, contemplation, in that sense of going inward, which is, I think, essential and wonderful for an artist to do no matter what, particularly if there is a life-changing decision, maybe not on the table yet. It's element of fire, perhaps a motivator. It does feel like if these two don't know each other, that's one thing, but if they do, it feels like there's a momentum going on here, and that might be that these are just very strong personalities too. You get any two strong personalities together, you get that sense of momentum sometimes. Element of earth, what do they have to feed that fire? What's the wax and wick that feeds the flame? It's a little hard to say today. Well, second major arcana card for her. She's got the card of the Sun and the card of the Lovers. First 2 cards down. I'm going to say that she's got a very, very positive outlook about this. Is very, very clear about what she wants. I mean, not just in a mental sense. This is a spirit card. This is a big deal. She's got her own happiness, her own optimism. Now, keep in mind, as I said, not every teacher stands in front of a pen board in front of students, but there are people who naturally teach by example, right? So they may not even think of themselves as teachers. So I kind of get that with people who are like, damn it, I'm going to live my life as positively as I can and as optimistically as I can, and everybody else can go bite the beat for all I care. I'm going to, do my thing, and I'm going to be as loving and positive. And it feels like she's very, very clear about what she wants here. You know what? As a teacher archetype would, right? At least in terms of curriculum, right? Like what you want to teach, who you want to be, that like the type of contract that you would want, right? That you could get maybe not just on a personality level, but on a soul level. Because what the artist has here, he's in withdrawal, man. He's not, and I don't necessarily mean like drug withdrawal. I mean withdrawing, Eight of Cups. Not necessarily walking away from this teacher, that might be true incidentally, but going more into the self, the journey of Psyche into the underworld. Really read the myth of Cupid and Psyche. I think a lot of people will see their romantic sex lives played out in an ancient myth. I mean, if you know how to interpret the symbols, you go, yeah, I've done that. Yeah, I know what that feels like, right? Different stages of it, if not, you know, beginning, middle, and end. So that Eight of Cups often seen as walking away, right? Cue the Lou Ferrigno. What was that? The Incredible Hulk music. Millennials have no idea what I'm talking about. Google it. Walking away. This is walking towards, or if you like, walking into the deeper depths of their own interior world, most likely, not just pulling away from, going into. So with meditation, that makes sense. This artist might be one that's actually for a divine masculine, in touch with their emotions as well as their thoughts, their heart as well as their head. So I'm not seeing this as a bad thing. I'm not feeling it as a bad thing, is what I should say. That there is a sense of almost artistic, creative responsibility that comes with this. And I think the teacher might actually be kind of okay with that. Let's see. Let's keep going. Try not to, you know, call the game until the last inning. You don't want me to talk sports? I won't. So what are they thinking? Well, I'll tell you, the Divine Feminine is thinking relationships. It's the Libra card, 7th house, partnerships, marriage, contracts, you know. Yes, the legal system and all of that things are fair and balanced. Skadi, the North Wind. I feel like this teacher archetype has got it for this divine masculine artist archetype. But what's on his mind is a new beginning, a new solid beginning. The Ace of Coins, an opportunity, Ace of Pentacles here, Poseidon. So with that, you know, a touch of emotion. You know, water and earth are the feminine, the yin, the feminine energy elements, fire and air, the masculine. So it's just interesting to me that she's going more like kind of the thinking up of, you know, like balancing that. But it's air ruled by Venus, right? Different than Gemini air ruled by Mercury, or Aquarius ruled by Uranus. You really want your air ruled by Uranus? It's just a fart joke waiting to happen. Not through my lips, at least at the moment, because we're going to move on. I really get it. Like, she wants the balance. She's thinking about it, at least. She's like, well, you know, playing that out in her mind, going through all the decisions as a teacher would. And he's really thinking about a new solid foundation here, which might be the preparation that he's going through with what he wants and what he has right now. So very, very cool. Let's see what's going on emotionally here. We know the element of water is huge in soulmates, right? Well, she's feeling the Ace of Pentacles. There you go. Wait, hold on. How often do you see that? Really? Come on. So he's got it on his mind, and she's got it in on her heart, I guess you could say. So like third eye and heart chakra here. That's just lovely, right? Oh, I love seeing that. So she's feeling it. He's thinking it. So this new beginning, you'll see it when I put up the card. All the cards at the end in the overview. They're right next to each other. They're so cute together. Nuqua and Poseidon. Oh, there's an interesting... well, he goes everywhere. He touches every landmass as god of the ocean. So where did you come from? Oh, no. So here's his card. What's going on for him emotionally? I was like, where... I got lost. Sometimes I do. I get a little sidetracked when cool shit like that happens. It's the kid in me loves it. It's got the King of Cups here, Orpheus, the Cancerian card. So his emotions are, but he's being mature about them. Maybe a little bit moody. Come on, it's an artist. We gotta cut them some slack. As an artist, cut us some slack, man. Sometimes we're dealing with shit other people don't because of our interior world, even no matter what's going on in the exterior. We can be going through some process in the underworld. Well, it might be in the underworld, right? But Interesting though that he's got Orpheus. Don't look back. Bring some salt with you. There's definitely an emotional maturity there, feeling it, but also nurturing those feelings. It's a very feeling this is more of a healthier artist. I know you don't often think like a healthy artist, but when you take the artist archetype out of the everyday, or what should I say, take the archetypal out of the stereotypical. There are people who have the artist archetype that don't know it, and I think they suffer a lot of creative congestion, like creative constipation. But then you go to their house and they'll like cook you a meal that's not just delicious but gorgeous, and the way everything is set, it's like some artists do it in their private lives, some in their internal lives, right? So the artist archetype is an important one to explore, because mine is verbal. Just is. And I'm an amazing, well, dancer too. I've danced my whole life. Never on a pole though, at least not a literal one. Anyway, moving along, let's do the card of the soul, the spirit card, the point of view of the soul. Now keep in mind, it's the soul that made the contract. All these other elements are parts of the personality. So let's see. Well. For her, we've got the 5 of Blades, the Hurricane. So there's a lot of thought here. The soul is communicating that stay in the eye of the hurricane, because I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of thought about this, not just her own, just not his own, but that of other people, particularly if this artist is even known on a local level, let alone if they are well known in their field. That there's going to be a lot of swirl, a lot of spin on this one, and to make sure, because it feels like with the Ace of Pentacles, both of them share, this is a new beginning, not to be knocked off by not just the gossip and the bullshit of people, but the well-intended toxicity of loved ones, right? It's another way of saying, that's your story, Ma. This is my, I don't care what you say anymore. This is my life. Go ahead with your own life. Leave me alone. Sorry. I'm Generation X. I'm wired to flashback to songs and videos in my third eye. He's got the sun in his soul position, and she's got it in what she's already got, her earth. This is a soulmate contract, warm and yummy. This is it's a soul contract. This is a soulmate thing. Look, you never hear me say shit like this. Or I will say extremely rarely, whatever it takes, right? This feels really good. This feels very blessed. Now, every soul contract is blessed, one would think, equally. But they've both got the Ace of Pentacles. They've both got the Sun card, the teacher and the artist, the wisdom family and the creative. This, well, I mean, they're all meant to be, I guess. They're all soul contracts. They're all written into the divine plan. But this feels lovely. So if you're the divine feminine teacher, don't freak out too much that he's pulled back. This is what he really wants. You're on his mind. He's feeling. He's just trying to do the mature thing here. Very fascinating. I mean, it's going to take communication between the two of you, but it feels like, my divine feminine, you're pretty balanced in your mind about this, or at least you're in process of finding balance, right? Who nails that 24/7, 365? Well, thankfully, we've got a couple of more cards, 5 exact to hit the table. Not another element spread, but 2 from the Healing with the Angels Oracle, because soulmates are helping each other heal. What are the angels helping them heal individually, right? Nice deep breath, please. My angels, please. 2 cards, one for this divine feminine teacher, one for this divine masculine artist in this Aquarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, romantic, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for March 2020 or timeless, please. Oh, I feel you dancing on the tip of my finger. One for the divine feminine and one for the divine masculine. Let's see who's got what. Well, she's got the angel of healing. So she's learning how to heal her power on this. Her power is in process being healed. Now, I will say, if she's got this power of the sun, Amaterasu, Japanese goddess of the sun, then there is clarity. You want to teach her with clarity. This definitely feels like she is more in the light attribute than the shadow, but you know, even the cards with the lovers, all right, thank you. The card of the lovers is about a life-changing decision, but you have to bring together or bring congruence to the divine mind, the divine heart, right? Literally, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, okay, symbolically, within our energy fields, because it's the throat chakra that makes the choice, the willpower, the decision, right? So how do you make lovingly wise, powerful decisions? This one feels like it's scripted to go that way. Doesn't mean that there's not going to be learning. We have a teacher. All right, so we have a teacher who needs to continue learning and an artist that needs to keep developing and being inspired. I feel like they're going to help each other a lot with that. So she's got power. What's he got? Meditation. Come on, it's right there in what he wants. So the angel of meditation so divine feminine, if he's not communicating so much or not letting on what he's going through, he is meditating and contemplating, and the angels are helping him with it. I like this spread. I think I've done some similar aspects of it before, but I like flipping them at the same time. You get to see it more instantaneously than when they come out one after the other. So let's ask your higher selves what's going on through the Whispers of Love Oracle. Did I say this was the Doreen Virtue Healing? Yes, I did. You gotta give credit where credit is due, man. Even if you've heard me say it 100 times, these artists have influenced lives. Let people know what they're looking at, right? Because we're all in this together, people. How more Aquarian can you get, right? Breathe. The higher selves of all involved. I'm really liking this couple. Please, 2 cards. One for this divine feminine teacher archetype. One for this divine masculine artist archetype in this Aquarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, romantic, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract for March 2020 or timeless. Please, one for the divine feminine. Please, they are laughing. The higher selves of all involved. And please, one for the divine masculine. I'm glad I can make higher beings laugh. Oh, good. Here we go. Ready? Let's see now. What I love about this deck, if you're new, sometimes it just comes right out and tells you exactly what to do. It's so cool. I don't tell people what to do. The cards do. But you know, you have the free will. Follow your guidance and your grace. Divine feminine teacher, be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true pertaining to who you are and how you feel. And how does she feel? Like she really wants this Ace of Pentacles stable beginning with this person. Perhaps they have known each other before, but it doesn't kind of matter because it feels like the decision that she wants made is a loving, wise, powerful one. And with that card of the sun, I don't think her authenticity is going to come across as anything harsh. I think if anything, it's going to be that I want to see what happens, right? It's not even I want to see this through. It's like I want to see what happens when the two of us connect. Yeah. What's he got? Spiritual connection. It's a great card. This relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. So be authentic to who you are and a spiritual connection. This is a past lifey thing. I think that's what I mean by it's like not just that I like this couple, that I like this feeling, but that this feels like, in a way, it's picking up from where it was before with this Ace of Pentacles and the Sun, right? There are just certain similarities here. The meditation card, something, the fingerprints of the divine, mystical fingerprints next on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Let's get you your last card down. A Matt Kahn healing mantra deck card. I love these so much, and it does not matter who is watching this, whoever works this mantra, and I mean work this mantra. Repeat it out loud. Think it silently. Gargle it with your coffee. Stir it in your bath water or whatever. However you incorporate it, you know, particularly if you're a witch, you know you can keep a chant. It's just his don't rhyme. Mine do. A mnemonic device. But what we're going to do is we're going to get just one. So it doesn't matter which one works this mantra. It will help them heal individually as well as will help each other heal. That's the point. That's what I agreed to with the Ascended Masters of Soulmate contracts. So let's ask them. Breathe. My Ascended Masters, please. One card in clarity. A healing mantra, the perfect healing mantra for this Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, sexual, intimate, romantic, satisfying soulmate contract for March 2020 or timeless. Please, my Ascended Masters, what's their perfect healing mantra? One side of the card, oh, where'd you go? One side of the card has the name of the mantra, the other the mantra itself. I use the name of the card to look it up in the book, and then I'll pop up the overview. Shall we? Releasing expectations. Good luck. Releasing expectations. Only the highest possibilities come to be whether I envision them or not. Now look, that's just smart for everybody, right? Just not just let go of your expectations, let go, but release your expectations, and it's a solid mantra. Only the highest possibilities come to be whether I envision them or not, right? So that's a way to take ourselves out of that mental crazy we put ourselves through when it comes to like law of attraction and spell casting and well, did I do it right? How come I didn't? No. This is saying divine plan is in play here. You're getting the highest possibility. So even, here's the hard part, even everything that you went through to get you to this point was the highest possibilities. You look back and go, that was the highest? Wait a couple of more chapters. When you get to the point where it's the amazing that happens, the highest outcomes possibilities, and then you look back and you go, oh, right? That's the path to true love, my darlings, right? So let me read you this one. Releasing expectations. R-E-W, releasing expectations. Only the highest possibilities come to me, whether I envision them or not. When you release expectations, it is no longer your job to be in control of reality. Because it never was anyway. I mean, brush your teeth, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands, you know why. You are a soul birthed from the fabric of destiny, where only the perfection of universal will takes shape and form. Once expectations are released, a life beyond your wildest imagination is given permission to enter your reality, right? So that's the thing. If you really go with that trust, yes, it does take trust, but the idea of a mantra is it keeps sending the message from the mind and the personality and the nervous system to the soul saying, all right, I want this. And so things start to rearrange itself to support that kind of, I want to go more beyond faith, direct experience, right? So this mantra is ideal for having more faith, and there it is, learning how to trust and alleviating disappointment, right? Because even the disappointments, and I know it sucks, no one said, well, a lot of people say you have to like it. Me and Matt Kahn, we don't believe you have to like it. You don't have to like the stuff that sucked. You're allowed to be completely honest with yourself. Love that voice in you. It's like, well, that might have been the divine plan, and the divine plan sucked at that part. But then you can look and see other parts where it's like, no, that was pretty cool. It's all part of the same thing, and it's for the evolution of your soul, not the comfort of your personality. Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. Let's envision the higher picture here, shall we? Nice deep breath. Magic clap. So we've got the divine feminine teacher archetype in the shadow manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Well, distractive skills could be too. Light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom, who wants very much in her element to fire, at least we can say a life-changing decision, right? A life-changing decision to be made, but most of the time when you think of the lovers in the position of desire or fire, it's that somebody wants this lover connection. Somebody wants to be in love, wants that intimacy, but let's get clear, it's a life-changing decision. What she has in her element of earth is the card of the sun, the positivity, the clarity, the chi, the prana, and the divine masculine energy, though a feminist deck. To do this, right, really, really has the ability to be clear. I really feel like she's very clear about not just what she wants and why she wants, but with whom. And it feels like if she hasn't met this artist yet, maybe not the whom, particularly because they're both in that Ace of Pentacles mode in different elements. Maybe they haven't met yet, but if they have, I think she might have it bad for him, but that might be very good, because in her mind, she's bringing herself into balance. Again, the Libra card, ruled by Venus, talking about 7th house stuff, romance, partnership, marriages, legal contracts, justice, balance, all of that. And I really get that there's something here about her balancing her head and heart, particularly in her mind. I feel like her mind is being influenced in a more balanced, light way, particularly because in her emotional field there is this Ace of Pentacles, this, you could even say, a stable core feeling. It's like there's something of such potential here. She's feeling it emotionally, and perhaps even in her gut, in her intuition. She's a divine feminine. But the soul is saying, really, stand your ground in the center, the eye of the hurricane, because there's a lot of thoughts here. There's going to be a lot of communication, either with other people, and like I said, the toxicity of the well-meaning, right? Watch out for that, because with the divine feminine, what she's really developing here is power, right? Her power is being healed, and she's learning how to heal powerfully. So this might be about her standing her ground, even on just a possibility, but without, getting buffeted too much by her own thoughts or the thoughts of others. While, here we go, with that card from the Whispers of Love. Be authentic to who you are, divine feminine. You are asked to be real and true, pertaining to who you are and how you feel. Now, whether you're not too ready to express that to somebody when you're still in an Ace of Pentacles is up to you, but certainly at least be authentic to yourself, right? Be true to yourself. Start there. Because here we have this divine masculine artist archetype, expressing a dimension of life. Oh, sorry, I read the light first. The shadow. Using talent as an excuse to mistreat others, which I've seen and done when I was younger. Posing as the starving artist to elicit pity. So there's a sense of entitlement there, or a sense of deception that's just not really great in the shadow, nor would it be in any archetype. The light attribute, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the 5 senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically, which is what artists do, looking to what he wants. He wants that 4 of Swords, to turn inwards, to think about, to rest, to meditate, to contemplate. And by the way, that doesn't necessarily mean by himself. However, with the 8 of Cups in his field of earth there, what he has, he might absolutely be in the underworld, or at least in an internal journey. I mean, people hear the underworld and freak out, think it's hell, and that they're in a shamanic descent. Maybe, maybe not. With an artist, the more shamanic descents, the better. But being an artist, I can tell you, what comes out of you afterwards is gorgeous, but what you have to go through is shit, right? So, a tricky place. May not be ready to hook up right now, may not be even totally ready to communicate, because in his mental field he's thinking a lot about the Ace of Pentacles, and really they're right next to each other, right? Even though they're in different spreads, it's in different positions, hers in water, his in air. Remember, air condenses water, water evaporated is air. So there's a strong mental, emotional connection between these two, even if it's just in a seed place. But I feel like she's feeling him, he's thinking about her. So there's probably a telepathic, empathic thing going on here. Yeah, and in his emotional field, I just adore this. He's got Orpheus, right? The King of Cups, the Crab, the Cancerian card. That maturity of emotion. Yes, perhaps a little moody, and hence going in to maybe chill out. But the voice of his soul is the sun, Apollo. She's got the sun in earth, he's got it in his soul position, that he is healing, the god of the arts, right? The god of healing, the god of radiance, the god of prophecy, that his soul has spoken on this, and he is lit up about her, though he may be getting rewired on the inner to be able to handle that kind of voltage. And What's the message from his higher self, the whispers of love? This relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime, which certainly makes sense. Oh, by the way, his angel is the angel of meditation, right? I skipped over that. So the meditation, which totally matches that Four of Swords, he's being drawn inner. If he can connect with his soul, with the god Apollo, really anything can be healed with Apollo, but there's a price to pay, and it's usually an honorable price, right? You have to be honorable, you have to be courageous. Well, facing your own demons and your own shadows will bring that out. But it's worth it with this past life spiritual connection thing, while releasing expectations. Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. And I really feel that there is something, well, obviously past life indicated here, but also so much major arcana on her side, really only one of his, the teacher and the artist. There's so much that they can learn and experience together, and it feels like there's a very strong connection. If they haven't met face to face yet or know who each other are, it feels like they're on pretty much a divine direct trajectory, though the path may seem winding and doubling back. It's all in perfect timing here. So important that she be authentic to who she is, so that he can see who she is without having to, go too deep, because he's in a place right now of deep inner meditation and healing, which for an artist, if you guys can accept that the highest possibilities are happening here, this will be a hell of a lot easier on both of you, and will be a blessing upon not just the two of you, but all of life. Wow, that was a mouthful. Like the Pantheons grabbed my crown chakra and started passing it around like open mic night. Whew, let me give you the blessing. While I still can, may the Aquarian Collective, look at me holding on to the table. May the Aquarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising Venus signs be blessed with the very, very best of their happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, romantic, satisfying, soulmate contracts for March 2020 are timeless. That they may heal, that they may grow, that they may learn, that they may make the wisest decisions, that they may meditate, release expectations, knowing that the highest possibilities are manifesting, whether they even envision them or not, that they can be the best that they can be, and bring this soulmate contract forward and through into life for their well-being and for the well-being of all, in fulfillment of the divine plan. So mote it be, and so it is. Wow, wordy today, but that's me, and I love my Sagittarians, my Aquarians. Really, really, truly wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this March 2020, timeless in this soulmate contract. But for now, my sweethearts, I need to have another cup of coffee. I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.